start.
Hi, my name is Bryn.
I'm McKenna.
I'm Katie.
I'm Sierra, and today we're going to talk about Ovid's Metamorphoses. Now, Ovid was a Roman poet in the 1st century, and one of the main themes that he wrote about was change, which is what Metamorphoses means.
And Ovid stresses the self-fulfilling nature of prophecies within the Metamorphoses to express that we should not put much faith in the prophecies that we are told in modern day.
And today I have some examples from the book that talk about prophecies. And the first one is, why do you gape at the slain serpent Cadmus when you yourself are fated to become a spectacle, a serpent well worth seeing? This is a really good example of a self-fulfilling prophecy because Cadmus literally asks to be turned into a snake to be punished for his actions, and he turns into a dragon. And the next one is, a time will come when your bright golden tree will be despoiled, Atlas, and the spoils will go to one who styles himself the son of Jove. And in this one, Atlas tries to avoid the fate that he's given and try to be tricky and avoid Perseus, but it's his trickery that actually leads Perseus to cursing him and making his fate come true. And then finally, when she asked whether her son would live ripe old age, Tiresias responded with these words, if he knows himself not. And this story is a very literal interpretation of a self-fulfilling prophecy because Narcissus's fate is realized when he falls in love with himself.
And we're going to be showing a video, which is like a modern day example of a prophecy where they kind of just make general statements about people that are true for everyone.
And each person interprets that a different way, and in interpreting it that way, they make that prophecy come true to them.
Yeah. Okay, and then we can pause and we can show you all the video now. Oh wait, this is not the video.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay, so what were your guys' impressions from the video?
Well, I've seen something similar before, but I always think it's really funny to know that everyone has a lot of the same, putting me on the spot, a lot of the same personality traits and things that they identify with in their heads, even things that they think are really personal.
Yes, I've also seen something almost exactly the same. See, we should have kept our disembodied voices. You can cut that out. I've almost seen something exactly the same, but my opinion is that even if they are completely different from the self-fulfilling prophecy point of view, it makes sense to me that people will aspire to be what they're told that they are.
So, do you think you've had any of this, a similar experience on your own, reading a horoscope or personality test, or having somebody tell you something about yourself and you just kind of taking it to heart, even though it might have been intentionally vague?
Well, for one, I am obsessed with horoscopes and etc. So yes, I have seen that happen multiple times, and also there's a few other personality type things that I am interested in and take part in that definitely align somewhat with it.
I never really liked horoscopes, but there was a point when I was really obsessed with the Myers-Briggs test, and I would just read all sorts of things about it, and it was just funny that even though I identified with it, I would just keep reading things that I already thought I knew about myself and that I already thought were true, just because it's kind of funny to see yourself in other things.
Have affirmation for what you believe in.
Okay, so if these horoscopes are so vague and a lot of people kind of know that, generally, why do you think that people still continue to believe them, or at least want to believe them?
Once again, the affirmation point of it, it's good to have affirmation of things that you already know, and even if it is vague, a lot of times they talk about good things about you, and you take it as good things, and then you feel complimented and good about yourself.
And I guess that if you have a horoscope that says something about you, then once you've read it, it's in the back of your mind, and then you're more likely to see it somewhere else in your life.
Okay, and then the final question, why do you think that people, this was also addressed in Metamorphoses when Ovid like has all these characters fulfilling the prophecies themselves that they had been told. So why do you think people are so obsessed with like being like knowing what the unknown is?
The unknown is terrifying.
Good.
All right.